Welcome to another exciting edition of the Fans in Motion podcast. I say to my two friends, wild daisies, poking up through the residue Y, take my chances, hang around down by, slag down, say, hello, Josh. Got him on a water break.
Well, ever since Nadelman did that video, I feel like everything's being watched. I feel like my privacy, even though I'm doing a public broadcast or a public podcast, is being invaded. So, anyways, I got to watch what I say now, so I know 3 people are watching.
Yeah, and we've ever done the trousers, the cocaine, and the French horn, definitely.
I mean, you can never. I mean, you can.
You can.
But you can never overdo cocaine. I mean.
Are you sure about that?
There's some dead rock stars would disagree with you there,
Nah, you know what? A little toot never hurt no one.
Anyway.
Houston comes to
That's
mind.
why people smoke parliaments, because of the filter. You can put a little toot in that little empty spot in the filter of a parliament.
Is that
Toot.
right?
He said toot.
We used to have a restaurant down here called Toots.
Yeah.
Toots. Anyway, this week we are presenting 3 products apiece that we would like to pitch to Night Ranger to one day make so we can all consume them. And I'm going to have the best 3 products out there because I'm the genius of the podcast.
Yeah.
Robin's going to have the second best. And Josh is just gonna be wishing
Us
3 guys, me, Andy, and Brent. If we're going to consume products, it's all. I want some Night Ranger pastries, a Jack Blades Bear Claw.
Now I really want Night Ranger birthday cake next year.
So yeah, basically it's going to be. I came up with 3 price ranges: $25, $30, somewhere in there, $75, $100, probably somewhere in there for a second one, and like $175, $200 for a third one. And just basically, what if you had the opportunity? What would you present to the band that would fit that price range? Of course, this is make believe. There's a lot of logistics, and you got to think of shipping, and you got to think of who owns what. Yep. You can't just hey, let's get this old radio show and make a CD of it, because who the hell, that radio station's probably been bought out 10 times, and who the hell really knows who owns
and who do they sell it to when they were still whatever station they were.
But for the 5 people listening, we will just travel to La La Land and just pretend and give you our 3 products that we would pitch Night Ranger.
Yeah. I will say that my high-priced item could happen. It's a possibility it could happen. So you just have to wait and see.
The reproduction of Jack Blades' light blue blazer.
No.
Signed by all 3 members of Fans in Motion. Andy, again, is not with us. A very busy individual, working a lot of hours. His wife is a little bit under the weather, so he's been taking care of her as well. So filling in.
Don't cut him too much slack, because you know damn well if Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley didn't have COVID, our 3 asses would have been in Dayton, Ohio at a Kiss concert tonight.
I would not. I would have been staying home, calling his wife on the top of the hour every hour to make sure she was okay.
You'd have been dating with us. Talk about who's with us.
Rockin' Robyn is back for another episode. Yeah, it went. I guess it went all right last week.
People loved it.
We brought her back.
And even listening back to it, I do miss Andy too.
So
but you had to love Tom Chapin's comment. I should be going home now to watch this.
So, Robyn, how has your life changed since the release of the last week's podcast? Are you like walking around? Because this is what happens to me. I'll be out in public, which I avoid as much as I can, and I'll see someone, looking at me, kind of staring me down. It's usually abroad, and but every now and then it's a dude. I can still turn head, and I see him just looking, and I'm like, I just tell him, yeah, it's me. And usually, what I've been doing is I've not been wearing the Tigers hat because that throws them off a little bit. I wear a Reds hat or something, and so I just, they're usually what they do is they after I tell them it's me, they try to act like like, oh, I don't know who that is or who you are, and I'm like, that's okay, I'll sign whatever you want. So, have you had any of that, Robyn?
Not yet.
It's going to come.
I need I don't know, not many Clevelanders I've talked to on the page yet so far, unless they're hiding.
Yeah, just wait. I know it's stressful on Brent and his marriage with all the ladies coming after him since the podcast has started, and it's just,
been picking up some weights, working out all of a sudden,
I got to tell all
Coke
the
Zero.
I got to tell the female fans out there that I'm not just a piece of meat. I'm an emotional creature, and
I can attest to that. Both of these men are.
Hard damn work. It's hard damn work.
So,
especially with a man that can sing ABBA. Especially with a man that can sing
Belt Out Air Supply like that.
Air Supply like that.
I love Air Supply, man.
I mean,
fucking ABBA. ABBA's just getting back together. New record coming out. New tour. Well, not really a tour, but
I'm gonna start calling you Josh Fernando. Josh Stopperson.
You know what?
Fernando.
Can you hear the guns, Fernando?
Ooh-ah.
That's maybe one of my favorite Frida song, but yeah, they got with like Lucasfilm. That's who's doing the hologram tour, because it's going to be just based in London. They're building like this arena just for it. They had 850 people work on the production. It's Lucasfilm is doing like their all the like the holograms,
all the effects
and stuff, and there's going to be a live band that goes with it.
So they're not going to be there. They're going to be a video.
It's going to be just a hologram of them. I mean, they're there playing they will have played the parts and did the performance one time, probably.
One time, okay.
Yeah, but it'll be their parts and their vocals. But it's just, I mean, they've always, one thing I've always given them credit for, and I can't remember if it was Benny or Bjorn that said it, or maybe it was one of the girls, but they always asked him why didn't they get back together, and he just always said pop music is for the young, and we're not young, and we're a pop band, and we're kind of we don't have that voice anymore, and I think now they never did get back together for 40 years. I think it's just one of these things now. You really, if you're in your early 70s, you have one shot to do it, and I don't think they really want to tour. They don't have to tour. I mean, ABBA's, if you think any band is big, ABBA is bigger to this day. I mean, think about it. They're basically doing a residency with holograms in London, not even the United States. That's just how big they are, and it's going to sell out. And yeah, there's your ABBA talk for the day.
No, I agree. No, in the ghost groups, because they're from Sweden as well. Like it was like a huge thing. Nothing's been as big from Sweden except since ABBA is really.
Well, you had. I saw the sign, and I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Who was that?
Yeah, that's how big they were.
No, yeah, who was it? I saw the
Ace of
sign.
Base.
Yeah, and then you had Joey Tempest in Europe.
Oh yeah, Rob Marcello from Danger Danger.
The Final Countdown.
But
come on, man.
I like Europe. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't.
But you can't go wrong with a little bit of ABBA.
That's right.
What else do we? What do we got? The last episode was the Danny Ripepi episode where we talked about Cleveland show next week, which, if you're listening to this, will be tomorrow, Wednesday, September 8th. Be there or be square.
But come around.
Yeah, just Ed joined us from Vegas. We talked about the show in Cleveland. We talked about some other upcoming shows. It's always a good time to have Ed on. It was just his birthday a couple of days ago.
And it was trying getting him on here, too. He could not get a good internet feed whatsoever. And we kept waiting. And all of a sudden, Ed would be talking, and all of a sudden, he'd just be gone. He wouldn't even be on the screen.
Yeah, we edited a few things. I mean, he asked me a little bit about being in Afghanistan and everything that was going on. And, I gave my opinion. And after I thought about it, it's like, even though my opinion is very valid in fact, people tune in to listen to Night Ranger. And so I mostly edited that out, except for the part about bridges. But yeah, good episode. We're going to see Ed next week.
Oh, he's going to be fit to tide. How do you say it? Fit to be tied. He's going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, I'm sure.
This will be should be the first time he's met Andy. So, actually, it might be the first time I've met Andy.
We have to wait and see. He ain't here
Definitely
yet.
Me.
Well,
yeah. But Ed's going to, he's got to manage that band. He's got this whole benefit concert he's responsible for. I'm sure he's got a team, but you know how Ed is. He's going to be checking out everything. It's going to be fun.
The way he memorized every single prize, it seemed like he's just got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
whenever the KISS prize is, people.
There's going to take your wallet. You're heading out the door right now. It's Tuesday. If you're going the night before, you're going tomorrow, take your wallet. There's going to be some exclusive rare Night Ranger stuff as well. So,
and you may want to take your vaccination cards just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, nothing's come down the line yet for it, but take your vaccination card. I will be outside administering fake COVID test.
He will.
Actually, I'll probably do it for free just to shove shit up your nose and tell you that you're stupid. But so anyways,
how come there's no cotton at the end of this tip? Shut up.
And so what do we got next? I don't even know what the hell we're doing.
For right now, we have Night Ranger news.
Hey, Night Ranger news.
Anyway.
So, Night Ranger news. Let's see here. Tomorrow, they're going to be playing Summerfest. So that will already have happened by the time you have listened to this. But they are playing in Milwaukee, Summerfest. And then Saturday, they are playing the Minnesota State Fair in St. Paul. Tomorrow, when you're listening to this, September 8th, Cleveland, be there. And then 2 days later, September 10th, Hot Springs, Arkansas, if I remember correctly. So Arkansas is finally getting some Night Ranger dates. Night Ranger news, what else? This will come out about the month mark of the release of ATBPO.
Yep.
So the record's been out for a month. They just put up signed copies of the record. The yellow is 65 signed, and the red is 55 signed. I did notice. Hey, let me ask you a question, Brent. How many copies were printed of the yellow vinyl?
The yellow vinyl, there were. Hang on, I'm going to have it right here for you right now. I believe there were 400.
You were correct. On the website, it now says 450. So
there's 50 autographed ones?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if, like, what, they might sell out all of those, and next thing you know, it may say
well,
limited to 500.
I mean, to be fair, when most people do limited edition things, they will order some overstock in case something happens with the copy in the mail, it gets lost. Some people do not, I've learned. Some Kiss records don't do that. But yeah, so sometimes they'll order an extra 50 just to have on hand in case the damage comes in and they can replace it. And then what they usually do is they'll slowly just turn those into their regular stock and sell them. They don't tell you that there's 450 instead of 400. So, but they might have taken that 400, taken 50 out, autographed 50, stuck them back in, and then said 450 because somebody's a mathematical genius over there. Who knows?
Well, anyways, there's 450 out there. The other thing, it's not quite Night Ranger news, and I meant to bring this up because I had thought about it, I don't know, a few months ago, and I don't think I did. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But it was an interesting little note when we did Big Life, and I didn't remember it on the episode, and I thought I brought it up, but I don't think I did. So I got on a little bit of a Lynyrd Skynyrd kick, which I sometimes do. I hate the hits, give me 3 steps and all that malarkey. But I do love the records and the deeper tracks, and Saturday Night Special is still a fucking kick-ass song. Anything with Ed King really is good. And it got me again thinking, like, I don't think I ever mentioned the fact that the Big Life producer, Kevin Elson, was on the plane when it crashed with Lynyrd Skynyrd. He was the sound guy. He was front of the house sound for Lynyrd Skynyrd in the 70s. And I think it was Street Survivors. I could be wrong. But they recorded Street Survivors, didn't like how it turned out, and they had Kevin go in and fix it, so he kind of produced that. But he was the sound guy for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and he was actually sitting on the couch with Gary Rosington and Alan Collins. I did look this. I looked up to see if there was any interviews with Kevin talking about it. There was not, but I found one of the Lynyrd Skynyrd like bodyguards. He was talking about it. He kind of drew out where everybody was sitting. Ronnie Van Zant was asleep on the floor, and he woke up Ronnie and told him the plane was going to crash, and he threw him between, I think, Gary and Alan Collins on that couch. So it had been Kevin Olsen, Gary Rosington, Ronnie Van Zant, and Alan Collins on that couch, and it's just crazy that 3 of them survived and 1 of them did not. But yeah, it's just that little connection to all that. And then Kevin went on to produce Journey, and I think he produced Europe, maybe. I can't remember, but he produced a lot of groups from that time period. But there you go. Something I should have threw in on the Big Life episode.
So when we do Big Life 2.0,
there you go.
You're gonna have to do something else.
I'll probably forget that too. But in other Night Ranger news, I think the Gonzales date, like September 25th, is going to be postponed because of the storm down in the south. I don't think they've made it official, but that's what it looks like. And I don't know if any new shows have been really announced. So there you go. Night Ranger news. You got anything there, Robyn? Night Ranger news wise?
No, I haven't seen anything. I just
Are you
keep
sure?
up on the social media.
Yeah. No, I'm just making fun of you.
I trust Josh.
Josh, do you have anything new to show us this week?
Oh, I got all kinds of stuff. Let's
Sit
start
back.
with this. I probably knew this existed and then forgot, and probably knew again and forgot, and it was kind of cheap, so I went ahead and bought it just basically to show here. But I don't think I ever knew that it was a single. Damn Yankees.
Damn Yankees. Which one? Runaway? Yeah, it's got the radio mix on it and the edit.
No, this only has an LP version.
Okay.
I don't think there ever. Well, I don't. I'm 100% sure that it was never. It was never a cassette single.
Yep.
And
I'm going to run and get mine real quick. I want to check something out with yours. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
all right. So I don't think it was a cassette single, but it is a CD single. Brent may have a radio edit one. Who knows? We shall see.
Like those cassettes where they had the two versions, like a remix of some sort, or like a lawn version and then the radio edit.
Yeah, so the cassettes, sometimes they would have it would either be a single version, which usually meant they edited out the guitar, or they would the guitar solo, or sometimes it would just it would be a total different mix. It would be kind of a poppier mix, or something or something that would translate more on the radio through car speakers, basically. What you got? What do you got?
I don't have anything. I couldn't get to it.
All right. So, anyways, Runaway somewhat released as a single, promotion only, not for sale. Like I said, I don't think it was. I know there's no cassette single. It was never commercially released, but there you go with that. I picked this up. This has got to be probably one of the weirdest, or I don't know, ads, probably from like a billboard or something. Damn Yankees come again. Showing this waitress sitting in a diner. And it's the new single, Come Again. Check out these tasty selections. Come Again, top 5 AOR. Equally delicious to CHR palates. High enough, devoured by 25-plus females, over 1 million served. A top call-out research record and blind taste test. The album, 2 million satisfied customers. Home delivery via national tour. A sellout success. Come Again, the new entree from Damn Yankees. Don't call it macaroni. 1991 is when this ad was.
That is definitely done by Tom Chapin. Come on. It even says, was that delicious at the bottom?
Do what? Yeah.
Delicious.
Right there.
Delicious.
So,
I mean, that looks like something totally he would have came up with.
Yeah. So there you go. On the back, let's see here. On the back, it's April 1st, April 1st, 1991. It's just from a magazine, so it's the charts.
Okay.
And it's 26 through 50. 26 being the best of the Doors. It's probably about the time that movie was coming out. Digital Underground is 29. Razor's Edge is 27. Joni Mitchell tearing up the charts at 31. Teddy Pendergrass, 33. Trickster, 37. Belle Biv DeVoe is number 42.
Poison.
And Damn Yankees, 43.
Just a big button smile.
Nelson is 45. Warrant Cherry Pie, 30 is 46. Queen Innuendo, 50. So there you go. Based on the sales of albums, tapes, and CDs from the nation's leading record merchandisers. So there you go.
Bill Biv DeVoe would say, and now you know.
And what else? I got something else. So I bought a lot of cassette tapes from, I think it's Backstage Auctions. They had a...
Oh, you bought a lot, not a mini. You bought a lot.
A lot.
Okay.
A package of Night Ranger cassettes, and they were interviews. And Backstage Auctions is a pretty good, reputable site, and they get basically people who want, people in the business that want to sell their shit will go to them. So this was probably some dude that worked for rock magazines for 20 or 30 years, had tons of this shit sitting in there. He gives it to them. They organize it, sell it. He gets so much of the cash. So the Night Ranger lot, I think I paid $20-25 maybe for these interview tapes. I wasn't really too concerned about the first couple. Night Ranger interview, October 1st, 1983 in San Francisco. I mean, I haven't listened to it yet, but we'll see what's on there. Brad Gillis interview, September 23rd, 1985 at the MCA Records in L.A.
Oh, wow.
Have not listened
to
7
Wishes.
That one yet.
Yeah, that's cool.
But these are the two that I bought just because they're from time periods where you don't have a lot of information. So this is a Brad Gillis interview, December 22nd, 1992. I did listen to this one. This is mostly Gil Rock Ranch promotion, but he talks about everything. They talk about the breakup of Night Ranger.
Oh, wow.
He talks about Jeff Watson being kind of there at the beginning with Kelly and Gary Moon. He talks about Mega Mega. He talks a little bit, I think it was this one, about... Oh no! Wait, that's the Jeff Watson one. So, but he talks about Greg Allman coming over in the cookout, and there's a lot of good stuff on it. And then there is Jeff Watson interview, Young Guitar, June 22nd, 1993. I would have been turning 16 on that day.
Wow.
How old were you? A couple months?
I'll be born a month from that.
July of 93. All right, so you weren't even born yet. What's good and what stinks about this interview is Jeff is noodling and playing throughout. But the only thing is the guitar is so much louder than the interview. You can't crank, to hear, because all of a sudden there's this fucking note that pierces your. Because the first I'm just listening to it. I was doing shit around the house. I had it cranked. And it's just some dude talking. Next thing I know, Jeff just starts fucking hitting these fucking, down at the bottom of the neck. And I'm just like, what in the fuck? But he's noodling throughout. He is getting ready, or this is mostly, it's not as long as the Brad interview, but he's talking about Mother's Army. Talks about the solo record. One thing that's interesting that I did not know is they had a different singer for the first Mother's Army CD. So for those that don't know, Mother's Army was Carmine Appice, or whichever way you're going to pronounce it. Bob Daisley, who is now that's Don Airy. Not sure where Bob Daisley's playing, but Bob Daisley, he's the one that wrote a lot of those Ozzy songs in the early 80s, Crazy Train and all that stuff, him and Lee Kirkslake and Randy Rhoads. And they basically had that album all put together, and they had a different singer. I think his name was Will Stelzer. And they just didn't like his voice, and he was losing his voice sometimes. And, these guys were all kind of known musicians. Will wasn't, and then Jeff ran into Joe Lynn Turner, and bam, there you go. He kind of, basically, Joe Lynn Turner on that first album just came in and just re-sang the vocals. And he talks about them trying other vocalists, Jesse Bradman and a few others. And it seems like there was something else. I should have made some notes, but that's what professionals do, and just not there yet. But anyways, eventually I'll get these maybe digital. Who knows? Or I'll get someone to do it. But there is some Night Ranger stuff. I'm done.
Okay, moving on to Fans in Motion. This is where Robyn is going to you can participate, Robyn, if you like, okay? You're gonna roll your eyes.
Whatever you need help with.
Okay, well the first one I don't have a graphic for it. It's Chris Stuvek. Chris has been quite busy on the page doing his Fans in Motion football league stuff with ESPN, where you can do your Night Ranger team, and I don't know if anybody's got a passion play or anything like that, but that was pretty cool. But what was even really cooler was something I had forgotten about, where he had posted the Out of Bounds Laserdisc, and I had forgotten that Wild and Innocent Youth was different in the movie. And I have Laserdisc players, and I had been looking for that Laserdisc for years. But he had posted that he had the song on MP3 and crap like that. So, way to go, Chris. That was cool.
And I dropped the ball on that because me and Chris have talked and shared some stuff back and forth in our collections, and he had sent me that, and I meant to bring it up and mention that he, because I don't think I knew that it was different. And
yeah, I'd forgotten about it, because I remember when we first started this, and I told you the Teachers was different.
Well, I knew
we never talked about this one. I'd forgotten all about it.
Well, I knew Teachers was different, and it's easy to tell if it's different just because you can get the record. Yeah. And it's, listen to it. That version that's on Out of Bounds, the only way you can hear it is to watch the movie, because that's not the version that's on the record, which is weird. You would think the version that's on the movie would be on the record, but the one that's on the record is the one that we all know. But yeah, there's a totally different version on that, and so there's some more rare Night Ranger out there. Go get it.
Okay. We're going to go right here to... There you go, Robyn. Would you like to pronounce that first name?
Dave Nadelman.
Dave Nadelman gets brought up here because he posted the Shaw Blades reissue a couple weeks ago. And when I was, doing this and I found that, I thought, that's cool. But what Dave Nadelman here again, the reason he got the Shaw Blades because he redid Funny Moments Part 2 for the Fans in Motion, where he went back through, as Josh alluded to. I feel like 3 people are watching everything I do, yada, yada, yada. I haven't seen the whole video yet, but wow, you put some effort into this thing. So we'll come back.
Some cameos. Jim Coon, Shapin' Chapin, Tom Sparrow, and John Juanito Davey all make guest appearances doing the Andy line, Say Hello, Josh. So good tribute. I really enjoyed that, and it looks like they put more thought, more organization into it than maybe we even do our podcast. So
yeah. That's what happens when they think we do more than what we do. Suckers. So since Dave Nadelman was so funny, I'm going for the trifecta with him this week. All 3 things are Dave Nadelman. Here, Dave has made the autographed copy of ATBPO that he got from Talk Shop Live. Is that correct, Josh? Talk Shop Live? Is that?
I would assume so because I don't think anybody's got theirs from Newberry yet.
Nobody's got the Newberry yet. But he went ahead and put this together for his daughter. He and his daughter are flying from Florida to Cleveland to, as I like to say, see us, not to see Night Ranger next weekend. But they're coming up next Wednesday to Cleveland, along with Tom and his brother and some other fans of Motion are coming up to the show. I can't wait to meet everybody. But yeah, it was only fitting. We've never had a three-peat. We, this way, if you're doing the drinking game, Dave, you just keep drinking. But yeah, we can't thank you enough, Dave, for doing your tribute. So since you did a tribute for us, I did a tribute for you. You're awesome, dude. Now, let's get on to this topic.
Is that all the fans of Motion we got?
That's the only thing I did was just, Stuvik, because that demanded a shout out, and I didn't have time to make a graphic for it before we went on. And the Nadelmans. I mean, everybody's been posting the same thing. Everybody's getting a copy of the autographed CD.
What about Chapin's office? That was a good one. The little office poster he made. It fits right in with that Damn Yankees come again. I liked Suzanne Peterson. I don't know, a little kid in front of the Night Ranger stage. That was a good one. I
didn't see that, to be honest with you. I've been going to bed early all week long, so.
That's what happens when you're a responsible adult.
No, I'm just getting off the caffeine, folks. I mean, off the sugar.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this last name. Craig Seekerkey. Anyways, he framed his stuff pretty well.
Yeah, with the guitar picks.
Yeah. So anyways, thanks for everybody for going on the page and posting all that cool stuff.
I would have had more. It's just the Dave Nadelman thing. I had to do it.
I'm just fucking with you. It's a hobby.
I had to do it.
All right. And if you noticed, hey, who's that? That's my mom. So if you notice,
hopefully it'll show up in your window.
It won't. But I got some more. I moved some of my vinyl over here. ATBPO basically started putting a crunch in my Night Ranger shelf because I've got so many copies. Really? So I was like, I had this extra bookcase, so I moved a lot of stuff over here. So in the other room, I could start opening up the Night Ranger, because the case I got over there, the shelves actually have dividers in them, so I can split them up even more where this one doesn't. So it's coming along. I got the
one thing about your vinyl, real quick, before we get off that topic. You went ahead and took measures to order the crystal vinyl from France.
Yes.
Wondering if it would be different.
Did I say?
I told you never reported on it.
All right. It's not. Nothing's different.
It's exactly the same.
Yep. Okay. I meant to tell everybody that. And then I got a whole bunch more Night Ranger stuff up here ready to go next time. So, good stuff. It's coming along. All I need is the platinum record for ATBPO.
Right before we did the start of this podcast, a friend of Andy's and I had contacted us. They found a Seven Wishes gold record that was on sale. Somebody was selling for like $350. I didn't have the money at the time. I'd have loved to have it.
You gotta be very careful. Those records are very easily counterfeited.
I know they are.
Do your research, especially research the frames. The frames but problem is they're catching on to that too. But the frames is one way to tell whether or not they're counterfeited. And then you have to, if it's got the RIAA, then that comes directly for them selling the records. The record company can buy some and give them out to like radio stations and stuff. Those will have just the record label, like it would say, presented to whatever WKRP, and then on the side it would have the MCA record label there on the side. So, anyways,
yeah.
So
we need to get that stuff.
This week's topic: 3 items, different price ranges we would present to Night Ranger. Basically, you got to make a pitch. I'm going to tell you why your guys' will not work. And I will tell you why mine will. So, let's Beauty and the Beast. We will let we will let Robyn go first, and if anyone else ever calls you Beast, I will have words with them. So go ahead, Robyn. You have the $25 one. What would you
go ahead, you sexy beast?
So I'm younger, but I like to say I grew up an honorary 80s child, so I definitely grew up with older formats of music and everything. And in my first car, the first thing that I had in my car to play and listen to music was a cassette player. So having like newer things on cassette would be awesome, because bands have actually been doing those in 8 tracks. So like something like that for about the same price as like a CD or vinyl, I would totally get the set.
Really?
So what is it now?
Reissues on
cassette tape, yeah.
All right,
so I have Firepower by Judas Priest on cassette tape, so,
right,
I buy it.
I mean, which albums are you for 25?
The new stuff, like ATBPO, I would have bought it on cassette too.
So you're just going to do the last 4 studio records or something on cassette? I mean, are you just talking?
Well,
she wants reissues of all of them.
Well, yeah, if you're really going to ask what I want, but...
well,
I don't know what the price range, though. How much would you consider? I thought about $25 for one cassette.
Cassette tapes ran $5.99 and $6.99 a record tape out where I used to work at. The CDs were $12.99 and $13.99. So for you saying, come out with a cassette, make it the price of a CD, I'm like instantly, no. It's inferior.
Slightly.
Well, again, you got to look at you're going to have to license that stuff, and you're going through a lot of licensing.
Well, that's why I was at least thinking first, like that the first recent newer album to start would be really cool.
You could do the Frontier stuff probably pretty easily.
I mean, I think what you'd want to do is you do something where you let's say you put somewhere in California and High Road together as a little box set, right? Just has a little. Each cassette, they're single. Each cassette, but it's got just a box over it, something simple, maybe, the one album cover on one side, and it's like a little slipcase for them. And those two cassettes are $24.99, and then
that's fair.
And then the other two, Don't Let Up, ATBPO, have their own little slipcase, $24.99. And then what you do is you sell them individually for $14.99 each, to where people are like, well, shit, why would I spend $14.99 on one when I can get 2 with a little slipcase for $24.99? And that's definitely doable, because these bands who are doing cassettes sell them about $9.99 or $10.99. And they're lightweight. They're not hard to ship. They're a little bit more durable than vinyl. As long as you package vinyl right, you're okay. But I think you could do those for $24.99 for 2.
I like the 2 idea.
You want
two first.
Yeah. Brent?
Mine's an easy one because they've already kind of done this, but not to perfection. They need to go back and re-release all their classic concert shirts and sell them. That's one thing I like to see. You know, we got a Dawn Patrol, we got a Midnight Madness, but there's other Midnight Madness. You know, who knows if they own the graphics to them? I'd imagine they do. But it would be cool. I mean, Josh, you and I even had a conversation how easy that would be to do, you know, at one point.
I think you could do it. Oh, here, look at this.
Stand up. I can't see. Oh, where'd you get that?
Some site that I was flipping a coin to see whether I'd actually get it or if, you know, someone in Saudi Arabia would be using my
credit card. And they reprinted that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't like saying it was an original, you know, but they used this is a good quality shirt. It's what Guild what's it Guild on
yeah,
or something like that.
Right. Yeah, but the bootleggers. That was my next point. The bootleggers are already doing it. The counterfeiters.
So, I think you could do it. And I think you would have to be a little because in reality I would say they could use Jeff and Fitz's likeness, but they probably don't want to. What you could do is you could take, the Midnight Madness tour shirt and kind of, I think you have it, Robyn, with the song titles all on the back.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the front, it's a picture of them. It's not even the best picture, but then you could just put the Night Ranger logo and put Midnight Madness underneath it, and it's still a vintage shirt. And you could do something. I don't know if you'd want to do something like every couple months. I mean, you could do a theme for. I don't know. I just don't. You'd have to know what their selling power is, but
yeah, I don't think you replace the pictures. Because I would want it for the pictures for the sentimental value of it. So it would make no sense for them to do it that way. You're just not selling them at the concert. You're selling them online.
You're in the minority. People would just love a vintage looking shirt.
But they've already done that.
I think it'd be half and half.
This is re-releasing the vintage shirts.
This
isn't This isn't reimagining the shirt. This is my pitch, not yours.
You know what? They're going to say no. We don't want anything with Jeff and Fitz.
But you don't know that.
I probably do. But here's the thing: is
$35? Oh yeah, Jeff Fitz looked good on that shirt.
Listen, if people are buying shirts with flames and wings, they're going to buy my fucking Midnight Madness design, whether it's got Jeff and Fitz on it or the Night Ranger logo. So there you go. Well, I guess what I was saying was maybe you do something like shirt of the month, or you or something where, okay, this shirt is available, starting January 1st to the end of the month, and then bam, it's done. And you make them affordable. You gotta, to me, the price is just, when you're more expensive than Kiss, that's just not a good sign. But
what you do with these is you pre-order them, so therefore whatever they sell is what they're going to make, so they don't have anything left over.
And what you do is guess what's going to happen is next year all this shit's going to happen, and
I'm
like fuckers. But
at least they're listening.
So maybe what you do is you do just a regular black T-shirt design is $24.99 1 month, and then you do like the kind of like what you got, Brent, the baseball jersey or shirt or whatever, and that one's $34.99, and just alternate them to where you do have something that's a little bit more affordable. Just to me, $35 for a T-shirt, not at a concert but through a website, just seems to be not.
It's too much.
So, T-shirt designs. I guess I'm mostly focused on the music, to where What I would do you could probably get this down to $24.99, but I would start it out at $29.99. Would be remastered re-releases of all 6 MCA releases: Dawn Patrol, Midnight Madness, 7 Wishes, Big Life, Man in Motion, and Live in Japan. And what they would do, and they already do this with other bands, is they would come in a cardboard box, and they would come with basically album sleeves, not as well done as the Japanese one, because that would cost you more money, to where the booklets are even like the records. But these would just be cardboard sleeves, that just the front and the back of the records with the CD in them. No booklets or anything like that to minimize the cost. But there are many bands that do that. You can buy, I bought the Montrose, which is like the first 4 Montrose records. I bought the Deep Purple one, which is like the first 6 Deep Purple, and none of them cost more than $30. So, just that's all one record label, MCA. So I think for, it's been done by other artists. You would have them remastered. I think that's the biggest complaint with a lot of people who listen on their phones and everything is you're listening to new stuff. It's so loud. And then you go to Night Ranger and it's so...
I have that big complaint.
Yeah. I wish they would remaster the 5150 and OU812 and those Van Halen records, because they remastered them up to 1984, but they never, so I got the same issue with the Van Halen stuff. But that would be mine, and you could market that with the case that holds those 6 records, as it would be a 40th anniversary. So you could basically make it look, like a road case, kind of like ATBPO, and or you could do something, just a slick design with the Night Ranger logo and 40 years of rock, the MCA years or something, and have those remastered. So that is my idea for that price range.
And it's me now.
It's you now.
So $75 to $100, Robyn. What would you suggest?
An official and probably not many designs of it, but especially certain designs of it I would love is a Night Ranger blanket. Like, just for your house and stuff. I've seen other bands. I actually have a Judas Priest blanket too. It's like a knit woven blanket, and I got that for about $80. So totally a Night Ranger blanket. I'd love one with more Midnight Madness or like the classic era, or something. Midnight Madness is my favorite, so I'm always going to say that.
All right. So, women do love their blankets. There's a scientific journal that I read that no matter how many blankets a woman has, she will always accept another one as a gift and think it's the best thing ever. It's almost like dresses with pockets and shit. The only thing is you're competing with that one girl on fucking Facebook that has blankets of every kind. That girl fucking loves blankets, but
the one that the bootlegger one.
Yeah, bootlegger one is photoshopped, but
you got to come up with different lines. Like at night she sleeps. Stuff like that.
Let him run sneakers.
Yeah, let him run sneakers.
Well, you could
Well,
you know what you could do is you go back to the sleep products. You got At Night She Sleeps blanket, and then you got the when you close your eyes little sleeping mask.
Damn it, what were the things called that were just reverse robes that you put on with the things in front of you? It was a robe, but it was just
Like Snuggies?
Yeah, yeah. You could do fit Snuggies.
Yep.
I'll totally wear a fit Snuggie.
Yeah, with a little medical jersey, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So there you go. It had to be high quality, something definitely, because you got to beat out the bootleggers. It's got to be something.
Yeah.
That's
like an awesome design, or just like maybe
almost
double-sided or something.
Something that you could like probably even hang up on your wall. Like has to be that cool. Like hey, this is a blanket, but
it'd be $75. It better be one hell of a blanket.
Listen, for $75 for a woman in a blanket, that's like you and a Kiss record. All right, all right. So,
or you,
except you're wrapped in it.
See, that's why we, her coming on. That's a perspective. None of us would ever say Kiss blanket. She set a whole demographic that we would have.
Blanket. I'm joking.
So there you go. The At Night She Sleeps blanket, and if you order it within the next 5 minutes, you get the When You Close Your Eyes face mask, and no
extra shipping and handling,
and the little airport bottle of Jack Daniels. What was that? What do you used to always say? Angie, come
closer to me. I need a soul to bleed on.
Drinking Jack Daniels. There we go. That's what I was saying. That took too long. All right. So, Brent, so your $75, $100 idea, you're going to go to your backup since she took blanket.
No, I have to go to my backup anyway, but you're the one that intruded on it. I was going to do a $75 CD box set of, this is what I was going to do until you, remasters and rarities. So fuck that. You already got
I priced
the remasters.
I beat you out of the water on that, man.
So
what's your
my
backup?
My backup is a $75 box set of all their music video stuff they've released. All the music videos that they had on TV, all remastered. All their concerts from Japan that are on Sony and what have you, the Seven Wishes show, all that stuff remastered in a box set on video. Be great.
Yeah.
And then some bonus stuff that we haven't seen, The
unfortunate thing is you would spend a ton of money on, number one, just
licensing.
Attorneys just getting the shit to be able to who owns it and then buying it.
Well, it's like that very first show from Japan. Sony has that. Mm-hmm. Then who has you on your Blu-ray for Man in Motion? Who put that out? Was that Sony as well?
Sony does do Blu-rays.
I don't know who did it in 80 or 90 or whatever that came out, but that's the thing is just number one, you got to pay for that. And number two, then you got to pay whoever your lawyers to go through all that. Mm-hmm. Now, if you sell it for $99 and how many is it going to sell?
Because at this point, Universal owns all the music videos. Well, up for the Universal catalog portion.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to have Frontiers come into the mix to let them put the videos on for that.
You'd probably be better off doing a kind of what they did when they released that DVD that had 4 videos on it.
Yeah.
Maybe doing like a $29.99 DVD with all the videos. You only have to go through MCA. I mean, you may be able to do something where you do MCA or Universal and then Frontiers. But, license that and sell it together or sell them separate.
But then you got those albums in the middle. There was videos for, Sign of the Times. New York Time, and Sign of the Times had a video, didn't it?
Sign of the Times it was the only one that had a video from 7. And then you had a video for New York Time.
New York Time.
That was it. And they were only released in Japan, which...
Yeah, but still, there's music videos for those things. And that was pre-Frontiers. So...
Well, that would be... Again, though, you're talking Japan, so it may be a little bit different, but you had Sony and then CMC. I'm not sure who was...
Well, it was Zero Records is what for Japan's who that was. So who owns Zero?
Well, yeah. All right. So my idea would be a vinyl box set of the Frontiers era. So you would have, for the first time, Hole in the Sun on vinyl. You would have
Somewhere in California.
Just a second.
Are you also going to do the live album, Shibuya, Rocky Shibuya? I say throw it in there.
All right, so no, it would just be Hole in the Sun. It would be Somewhere in California. It would be High Road. And it would be Don't Let Up. Hole in the Sun, never been on vinyl. Somewhere in California has never been on vinyl. And then there's very little copies out there of High Road and Don't Let Up. So I think there would be, you would have the demand for that. And then what I would do is, I don't think I would have any art for it. But I would look at making a bonus CD that comes with that because again, you're wanting to do stuff that, you're wanting to do stuff that, with cost. So, if you make this another record, you got to design it. It's a record. So I'm thinking just a bonus CD, very limited packaging that comes with this vinyl box set that has all the bonus tracks from the Frontiers era. So it would have from Somewhere in California, you would have the Coming of Age with Ted Nugent. You would have, Highway to Hell or Dirty Deeds?
Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds. You would have L.A. No Name, Mountain Song, and Don't Even Know Your Name.
Yep.
You would have then from High Road, you would have, what was it?
It's the acoustic version of Hey, you going?
We can work
nothing left of yesterday.
All right.
Or is it?
We can work it out. Is that it?
Was it that one? I don't have it. I don't have the bonus.
And then, as we can work it out on Let It Up or that's I think what the acoustic is on that.
Is it okay?
What is High? What am I missing here? High Road.
You got High Road. You got Mountain Song.
Yep.
Don't Even Know Your Name. And they put LA No Name on that as well.
So, and then the bonus tracks for Hole in the Sun was
oh God,
was like the night, You Still Rockin' America or something like that. Sister Christian acoustic. So, you would have that bonus disc on there. So I think 4 records and that bonus CD, $74.99, $75.99. And the good thing is, you could eventually, since you would already have the vinyl mastered and everything for Hole in the Sun, you could do down the road a web store exclusive where you do the alternate album cover and press 300 copies of whichever one you don't include in the box set.
Yeah.
So I just think it's just something that, and you know what? Another thing you could probably do if you wanted to bump it up to like $99.99 for 4 records, the bonus CD is a signed poster of the current lineup. It's something, a poster doesn't cost you anything, really. It doesn't add on to the shipping. And the biggest thing is just getting it signed and getting it back in time, apparently. So,
or a signed certificate. Make it a certificate as well.
No, I want to do a certificate because, number one, I want to keep the cost down on this. And you got different members. You got Joel and you got Michael Lardy. So if you got a certificate, you're kind of signing that with different members on different records.
I just meant a certificate for the box set.
So that's why I'm just going with something easy, again, to keep the cost down, signed poster that you can slip in. So,
and if you want to sell more copies of that thing, you could randomly put Hole in the Sun with a different cover in some of them. And it'd be like, Josh, you'd be buying those suckers up and taking them back.
Well, here's yeah. Well, here's the thing: is I just don't think there's that much demand for that. Plus, again, you're printing. Again, you got to pay someone to put that design together for vinyl because it was never on vinyl. Like I said, and that box set is going to sell regardless of which Hole in the Sun you put in there. That's what I'm saying is you could wait. Okay, that box set's now sold out. We've got Hole in the Sun mastered for vinyl. Now let's all we got to do is just design a new sleeve, and bam, we can sell it for $24.99 on the website, and you got a record that you don't have to go and record. It's already there. You got very little money put into it now. All you got to do is design that cover and pay for it to be printed and packaged, and you're selling it for $24.99 on the website with a different cover. All righty, here's the big one. $175, $200. Is it going to be the deluxe blanket with inside the threading fits his beard hair?
Extra fluffy.
Extra fluffy.
Well, one idea I'd had was the vinyl with like all the albums, kind of a box set too, where like I'd seen like Pink Floyd and different bands have had different like travel kind of cases, and something like that would be cool. But I still really want more of the colored vinyl of the other stuff. Anyhow, I was thinking tickets to a show where they would do more deeper cuts would be amazing. Where it was a little bit more expensive because I had to put a little bit more time into going back to some of that stuff. That's fair.
Well, you could you could maybe do like a ticket package. Maybe kind of like a $200. Let's say it's $200, and you get an acoustic show, sound check or something. And how many of those would they sell? Let's say if you sell 10, that's $2,000. Is it worth $2,000 for Jack, Brad, and Kelly to do it for 10 people? Would you make it more if you made it 20 people? Is it worth it? That's a good little. Now obviously you couldn't do that with COVID and everything happening right now, but they could do a kind of like get on that meet and greet thing, and that's where your songs would come in. The acoustic would be them playing Wild and Innocent Youth, or something like that.
You would hope.
So if you did it for $200, 20 people, that's $4,000. Let's just say 25, make it 5,000. Hey, Jack, Brad, and Kelly, do you guys want to make an extra $1,000, in this hour by signing some autographs and stuff? And, you could, make out a deal for Eric and Carrie as well. But, you got your principal members. So, that's where you would tie in. Hey, for $200, you get, sit in on sound check. We'll play 4 acoustic songs, and we'll sign 3 items each or some shit. No guitars. So, Brentry?
My next item really depends on how difficult Christy Matthew Cullen is going to be and some other people. I think it'd be great to have a big Night Ranger lithograph and autographed by every single person that was in the band, current and former. I think it'd be awesome. It doesn't have to be anything more than just their logo. At first, I thought, oh, their albums, and they could sign next to the albums they were on, yada, yada, yada. Nah. Kiss had done something like this in Australia for right around $500. They had, and this is when everybody was alive except for Eric Carr. But that Kiss World thing fell through. This, I think you could do it for about $250. It's not framed or anything. You just get a lithograph signed by everybody, and it'd be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I think what you would have to do is you would have to fly everybody in because you're not shipping those things all around the country. You would do it all at one, basically one location.
Yep.
I think you definitely, the thing is, you have to get everybody on board. Mm-hmm. Because if you're missing one person, then you can't really say it's complete. And here's the thing is, though, if I sell this for, I guess what I'm saying is if I get the original members to sign that, the 5 original ones, and I sell that for, and I just got to pay those 5 guys, right? And I sell that for $150. And I sell the ones with, I guess, how much value, is added to, Christian Cullen and these other guys.
But it's just every member. Jesse Bradman, everybody.
I think
it's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea, but you're paying for plane tickets and hotels for Jesse Bradman to come out there
But maybe you do something special once they're out there as well, to where it's going to make it more lucrative. Maybe you do a one-off show at that point to make it more enticing.
Here's the thing.
But what you're doing is you're just paying them a flat sum for their signature, and they do 500 of these suckers.
I could say, listen, to a promoter, how much will you pay me to have the original Night Ranger back together for this show? Let's say they say $100,000, and then I go, okay, well, what about this? What if I bring Michael Lardy and Jesse Bradman and Joel Hoekstra?
That don't matter. This is for the fans.
And is that what it is? It's not a business.
My pitch.
And
you're shitting on my pitch again.
I'm just telling you, I could do the same thing for $100,000, and I would eliminate plane costs.
You're diluting it.
No, how can you dilute the original Night Ranger lineup playing? The way you're diluting it is you're kicking Fitz off stage so Jesse Bradman can come up, and I'm happy.
No, I ain't saying they have to come on. They come on stage and just have a tambourine. I don't give a shit.
So I'm paying this dude airfare and hotels to come on stage and do a tambourine?
I'm just saying there might be another way to make it more lucrative for the band to do it. They could ship these around. They could absolutely ship them
what's
around.
funny is I'm actually doing something like he said. I got a 7 Wishes record that I don't know why. I think it was probably one of the. I don't think I wanted my original like Dawn Patrol and Midnight Madness like signed, so I took my 7 Wishes up when I saw the Mojo era. So I got Gary Moon and Brad and Kelly signed it, and then I took it to one of the shows in '96, and I got Jeff to sign it and Fitz to sign it. And Jack to sign it, and I think Kelly may have signed it again. So someone's signature I have twice. It may be Fitz's. And then I realized, well, shit, Gary Moon's on there. That throws it off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, well, I got Fitz on there. And so I've had... Who have I else had sign it? I took it, I mailed it. I talked to Jesse Bradman, and I had him sign it. And I told him all about it. I had it squared off exactly this little corner for him to sign. So I still need, I think, Eric Levy to sign it and Carrie. I don't know if Joel signed it or not. But anyways, I'm getting all these guys to sign it because I got the hard ones done. Fitz and Jeff and all the original members. So yeah, I'm doing exactly what your idea is. Just,
but a lithograph would be cool right behind you.
Yeah, the original members.
Of all of them.
So, my idea is a box set of the vinyl.
Another box set vinyl.
So,
I'm joking.
You're already remastering the CD, the first 6 records, right? So this would be a remastering, or a remastered, the MCA years. So it's Midnight Madness, Dawn Patrol, 7 Wishes, Big Life, Man in Motion, and what you would kind of sell this with is for the first time on vinyl, Live in Japan, which you should be able to get. It's still MCA. So you would have those 6 vinyls. It would include a lot of little... Now this is where it would include the certificate. Again, I'm selling this for $174.99, $199, somewhere around there. So it would have the box set would be kind of like my Shinedown box set where all the records are just in a big slip case. I think I would just make it jet black with like a glossy Night Ranger logo and just 40, the number 40 to celebrate the 40 years. I don't know if I would do colored vinyl. What I would like to do is have enough stuff in there to where it's just black vinyl, and then later on I release them individually with colored vinyl. Because again, you don't have to pay for any of the, designs or graphics. You just basically are, just repressing it with colored vinyl. But I thought about, again, there'd be a certificate. I would probably just to cut down on cost, again, the certificate would just be signed by Jack, Brad, and Kelly. It would be numbered. It'd be limited to 300 or something like that. So you would have the certificate. Sticker, again, doesn't cost really that much. You can throw it in there as well. Some glossy photos. So some really nice 8x10s. I would include a group shot, with Jeff and Fitz. But then, an individual shot of Brad, individual shot of Jack, individual shot of Kelly. And then another thing that I would include is a Night Ranger necklace. Everybody loves those. Mm-hmm. It doesn't cost much to make. It's easy, it doesn't add on to shipping at all. I would just need to think of something else, I think, to make it up to that 174. I think you could sell that for probably everything right there for maybe 150.
For how many albums?
6 records.
How would you have the photos? Because like having a huge, like a thicker book where it kind of went in chronological order of like some of the best shots, a lot of things maybe a lot of people haven't seen as much that are from that era.
You could
those eras.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe, again though, you're kind of adding on to the cost. You got to pay an editor, and you got to pay whoever's the photographer for all these photos. I like the idea of a little tour book included in there. It's just that drives up your cost a little bit, paying for all those photos and putting that together. I'm thinking of, hey, necklace, print me off 300 of them, put them in a plastic bag. The certificates, those cost a little bit more, but again, you got that cost, for this. The glossy pics kind of take the place of the tour book.
Right.
You only got to pay, who's the photographer for these 4 photos and pay off for, that. And there's other, you could do a poster. There's the poster that's inside the Midnight Madness tour. Not really a tour book, but the tour book they sold just opens up to a poster. You could that would be something you could probably reproduce because, it looks good. Authentic reproduction of the 1983 Midnight Madness tour book, which really isn't a tour book. It's just opens up to a poster.
It's a poster book.
So there you go. And then if you release it all on black vinyl, after that sells out, then you can individually sell those. You could beat the Culture Factory, and even if they, you may not even have to, beat them at the first 2 records if they haven't released anything else. You've already basically made your money on the mastering of it and doing the graphics and everything, to where now your overhead's not as much, and you can do a colored vinyl of Big Life and Man in Motion and the Live in Japan down the road. So you're eventually going to be able to make more money off something that you've really already designed. I mean, it's kind of like live albums. That's why everybody loves live albums, because you're not really going into a studio and writing and all that overhead. You're just, okay, park a truck, record it, and there you go. I always look at, like, how can I use stuff down the road? So, and the stuff, it needs to be done. There's no one's done any reissues of any of those albums except for the Culture Factory of the first 2, and then Live in Japan's never been done at all. So I think that aspect of Live in Japan being in that box set for the hardcores will.
And where were we? Were we November when Culture Factory USA announced Dawn Patrol? Was it right around November last year?
It was a little bit earlier, but it came out at the end of November. And then Midnight Madness was announced around the same time, and it came out.
Right when it came out, right when that came out, they announced that one.
It came out in the middle of January, and we thought it was sold out, but you can still go online and get it on Amazon.
Well, it was sold out from the distributor. There was no more left in the, to be distributed.
Well, it's...
Or at the factory. All the pressings were gone. They had no more left.
Well, you can still buy it for $23.99 and get it the next day from Amazon. So buy those suckers up so we can get more.
Boy, they dried out for a while, didn't they?
So the Dawn Patrol, you can still get it, but the price is higher.
Yeah.
So it's probably through a third party. But so there you go. So in the comments below, do me a favor. Just if you're listening and you're listening on YouTube, go hit subscribe. Make me fucking happy. Okay? Hit subscribe. I don't ever hit subscribe on shit, so I can't really, fault you. And yes, I'm talking to you right now. Go hit subscribe. It warms my heart. Click the thumbs up. That warms my heart even more. Leave us a comment. That almost fucking gets me over the edge, gets me going.
Yeah.
So
his heart grows 2 sizes bigger when you do that.
But show us some love on the YouTube. We're getting a lot of people that listen to the audio on Apple Podcast.
Are we?
So I don't know about the other ones because I don't check them. I just accidentally actually checked the Apple Podcast. So, So click subscribe, the Facebook page. Make sure you go to the Fans of Motion Facebook page. Click like. You can go to the website. Let me know how it looks. I haven't been there for a while. And you can go to all these places if you're on the website and listen to our sexy voices as well as Robyn's voice. And
I almost did my Teddy Pendergrass when you talked about Teddy Pendergrass earlier.
I like little Teddy Pendergrass. Here's a little question. What group did he start with?
I do know this.
You do not know this. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
No, I wouldn't have known that.
Well, you know what?
What band was he in? What group was he in?
He was in Harold. He was one of the Blue Notes.
Wasn't there like a famous group he came from, though?
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. He was, and that reason why, Harold Melvin, obviously didn't like that Teddy Pendergrass was getting so much of the,
You got what I need.
But what was the big song he had with them? Damn it. Any other time I would know this. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm going to find it. It was their last song before he...
Tenderness?
No.
Little tenderness.
No. If you don't know me by now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes with Teddy Pendergrass.
It wasn't just UB40.
So,
No. Simply Red.
Yeah, fuck all of them. Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin, and the Blue Notes. So, so check those fuckers out, too, along with Fans of Motion. Robyn?
Yes.
So, what do you think of this train wreck called Fans of Motion?
I love the podcast. Obviously, I've heard everything. I mean, the stories are just so great. The whole community is great. I've always wanted to have a place to learn more from people, especially who've been, through with Night Ranger and the early days and stuff. I can only vicariously live through that. So that's what's great about all the other interviews about perspectives of the band without being in the band too is always fun to hear.
And you get to get up close and personal with Brent.
You're welcome.
So other than that,
all I gotta do is this. Bits.
Oh,
that's all you gotta do.
Lord. All right. So you're getting X-rated now. All right. So leave us a message or leave us a comment on the Facebook and the YouTubes. Which idea did you like best? And then tell me why you liked mine best. And then tell us what your idea is. Feel free to steal Brent's.
But I came up with extra ones just because I knew that Josh was going to be in that area, and you pretty much stayed in that area for all three of yours.
Well, it's about the music, man. It's about the music. I wasn't thinking the women's demographic with blankets. Come on. I was.
If they had a good blanket, we'd all have it.
I was thinking about the official Night Ranger ice machine, where you can get cubed ice or crushed ice. I thought maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to say that idea because people frown upon, wanting to rent midgets. So I'm not going to mention that idea. We just basically need to take some Kiss ideas and and just throw Night Ranger logos on them. You know, just
we can do Night Ranger condoms.
That's what I want to start doing.
Well, who posted the Night Ranger those pillows where it was like full length or full size?
We can do comfort me condoms, or
there's going to be someone asking if the Night Ranger ice machine's real.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. With that,
for me condoms. I like that.
Kiss me where it hurts. Edible undies.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Or something with a touch of madness, you know.
Well, that'd be the penicillin shot afterwards.
That'd be the. The touch of madness.
The back massager.
Yeah, the back massager. Oh my God.
The let him run replacement. You know, and and obviously we could have different price ones. You know, the $200 one comes with a kickstand and a pull start.
That's the one. That instead of the let him run, that's called better let it go.
God.
Better let it go.
You know, fucking walking on the wife. The thing fucking sounds like a '78 Suzuki. Fucking exhaust smoke everywhere. She's telling you it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. And that's the color of her smile right there.
She's telling you to go watch that $100 Night Ranger video. She'll be all right.
Try this one. This one's called The Hole in the Sun. Hole in the Moon. Thanks for listening, everybody. I really got to get us out of this before it gets worse.
Yeah, we should have ended it at the Kiss Me Where It Hurts edible undies. That's Yep, that's where.
I'm thinking of more right now.
Oh, we definitely need to end it now before you
start thinking I'm alone tonight.
Well, that would be the other back massager.
And the man emotion. Now we know why it's not called mad emotion. It's the man emotion. Woo! Thank you, Night Ranger. Yeah, we got a whole sex toy line coming for you next week.
All right, we're out of here. Later.
I did it for love.
Yeah. Gonna be